Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with shit in your Gobi, it's Ordinal revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have a great update for you today. So every week we do a weekly update and a weekend update, and today is your weekend update. We have so much to talk about, guys. There's so much going into space right now. Obviously, we're going to get into a whole bunch of Merlin stuff because Merlin is the talk of the town, the talk of the ecosystem. Some people love it. Some people absolutely hate it. We're going to get into all that stuff. Casey came out and decided to be a dictator again. He's creating the first 10 Runes coins, Rune 0 through 9. We're gonna get into all that stuff. Benny tells his entire track ecosystem to do not touch track with your do not touch Merlin with your track. So we're gonna get into that. Francis Dune had comments on that. We're gonna get into that as well. There's a new Rune mint coming out tomorrow. We're gonna get into that. And yeah, and then we're getting into some Bitcoin dominance talk because Bitcoin's on the horizon to hit 50K within the next, I think, 48 hours. So we'll see. But without further ado, let's get this show started. Bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What is up? What's up, GM?
Good morning. How was your week so far? Weekend.
It was good. Our spaces started off a little slow, but then definitely got energy injected into it. And then Jeff came over and basically had a little, I felt like an AMA about Merlin, answer some questions.
Mm-hmm.
We had Lambda as well. Their snapshot for their IDO, I think, is like in an hour or so.
Yeah.
And so we had a lot of good guests on that space, and it kind of set the energy for the weekend for me. So pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. That was an amazing space. We're missing our boy Kimmy today, yesterday. But that's all right. He'll be joining us next week. But we had Eric BRC-20 coins definitely filled in for him. Just want to thank Eric again, man. He did a great job. And yeah, it was a really very smooth space, and it was there was no cutoffs this week, which is awesome. So that was just one thing that I was happy about. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah, shout out to Eric, man. Definitely stepped in and helped us out. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So I get a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it. Let's kind of hop right into the first topic here. So Casey put out Hell Money podcast. If you don't watch that, go check that out. It was a funny story because I was sitting there watching it in my bedroom. My wife comes in, like, she looks at the TV and says, "What are you watching?" And I say, "That's Casey. That's the guy who created Ordinals." the one in the Viking hat. I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh wow." And I walked out the room.
Yeah, you're like, that's the guy that has all the, the fate of my future is in his hands. No, yeah, it didn't surprise me. I feel like that's a typical Casey and Aaron thing, right? Like they like to get all into it with those podcasts. So
yeah, man. So so the real alpha came later in the episode, though, towards the end. Casey said that it's him and Raph were talking, and it's his idea to do the first 10 because he said it would be such a shame if they were misnamed or something like that. And so he's creating rune 0 through 9. Some of the runes will be really big in size, like it might never min out, and some are gonna be very chunky, in his words, which I took it as being very small in supply, and like you can only mint one at a time, type of thing. And they're all gonna have Casey names, just like he's named everything so far. I didn't like it. I don't think I want coins 0 through 9. I think 10 actually starts off the real runes. What's your opinion on that?
I knew this was coming, but I also FOMO'd when I didn't get confirmation. I saw a couple posts from some respected people in the space right when RSIC started dropping, and they were saying, you remember, like Casey says, like whatever tokens that come out before that, actual official protocol, that they're not, official. And so I kind of had a feeling that he was going to do this because, there's a lot of details and stipulations that go into what he's gonna consider, like for the ticker, there's limitations for that we don't know about, right? Now, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's out there, but so it is what it is. I knew that he was gonna kind of pull this card, but I still think the ones that the projects like Arctic, I think that they're going to be successful. The other ones that were creative with being able to kind of let their community or let the Ordinals community mine or have future allocation amounts and stuff. I think they'll be successful, but I really think that the 0 through 9 is going to be really successful because it has his name on it.
Well, you think the coins 0 through 9 are all going to be meme coins, right? There's going to be no teams behind them. I'm tired of coins without teams behind them. Like that's I think it's fine. I think
It's Casey though. That's the reason why. I mean,
yeah, maybe Rune 0 will have value. I don't think Rune 8 has value. I don't think Rune 7 has value. Rune 6 has value. I don't care. I want the Rune 0. I want Rune 0, but I don't want anything else besides that.
Yeah.
But I do if number 10 is the RSIC protocol. I mean, that dev, man, he's a killer dev. Like I don't know who this person is.
He deserves for his project to be successful. I agree.
You think it's Raktoshi? He made a crazy game. Airdropped, high, ordinal like value projects holders, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I do hold a Node Monkey and I got an RSIC for holding a Node Monkey, but I made that risk of holding a Node Monkey, right? I wasn't expecting any reward, and it was cool to get rewarded as a holder. And I think high net worth projects like No Monkeys and Frogs, they should get airdrops like that. Like you're holding something that has so much value and it will continue to have so much value that I think that's okay. And everything that life isn't fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just how it is.
But, and a lot of the people that ended up with like Frogs or Node Monkeys, they've been in the space for a while and they didn't start with a bunch of money or capital or liquidity. They worked their way up. They might have started with a couple grand or $5,000 and they were they stuck it out through the hard slow times, and so they deserve kind of that reward of going through the bear market in Ordinals and just having conviction and faith in it, and then being able to flip that $2,000 into like larger value assets, right? And so it's like the gift that keeps giving until it doesn't. But I think the only way I agree with you, I think 0 is definitely like that's going to be the hot one, right? But if Casey somehow incorporates 0 through 9 into like some sort of like system or something, that's the only way I think the other ones do well. If he doesn't, I agree with you. I think like it'll just be the 0 and then maybe some other ones or something. But like, RSIC will probably be like the RSIC and maybe Runestone, what Leonidas is doing. Those two will probably be like the first two hot ones outside of Casey's drops.
RSIC will definitely be number 10. I just feel like that dev is just on point. You know what I mean? Like if he was given the opportunity to be 0, I think he'd be 0. But he's not. So I think he's definitely going to be 10. He or she, sorry. But I just think that Casey's not doing anything with these coins. Casey hates fun like these tokens. You know what I mean? He hates them. He doesn't like them. He's having fun with it. He's not building anything with this with these 0 through 9. They're gonna be fun little meme coins that you're gonna they're gonna have weird names, and I don't know. I don't want to touch them. I'll touch 0. I hope he has a cool name. I hope he has a cool supply, and then I'll go after 10, which is the R6, and then there's a bunch more protocols happening like Rune X and stuff like that. And we're getting into another one that I just found. But yeah.
My final thing on that is like I agree. Like he made it very transparent that like he doesn't love fungible tokens. He doesn't like shit coins, right? And so the only thing that makes me think that he could do very well with some of these tokens in the beginning is the fact that like he's put so much like time and effort into runes themselves, right? Like the protocol. So in his mind's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it right. And then so he might launch some crazy mechanism with them. He might not. They might just be for like, fun and that's it. But we'll have to kind of wait and see whenever that happens.
The reason he won't is because then he's going to be scrutinized by the government, right? He doesn't want that part. He's like, hey, I launched meme coins. I didn't mint any. There's no pre-mint, nothing. I minted them. I said, here you go. And the community ran them. So he's not going to do anything with these tokens that's going to make it look like a security. He's not touching it. He has too much to lose. So these tokens will have like someone else can build something. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe he's setting that up, like saying, hey, look, you guys are good developers. This is my idea behind it. You can take it.
Yep.
Well, we'll just kind of have to wait and see on that.
Well, since we're on the topic of these mining things, I did come across this thing. It's called the Genesis Rune. It actually drops tomorrow. I can leave the stuff in the thing if I can find it. Where are you? I think it's number 2, 3. Here we go.
Genesis Rune. Interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. Here we go. Is it right here?
Oh
Freaking
yes, okay.
badass, man. I like it a lot. I think it's awesome. And then the stuff on it is so all right, guys. Genesis runes mint announcement 2/12/24 at 15 UTC. What is that? That's like
3 p.m. UTC.
yeah, okay. And then so FCFS, you know what that means? Was that like I wasn't really
I'm
sure.
not sure what that means.
But you can
actually.
only use your Xverse. So
First come, first serve. First come, first serve.
oh, first come, first serve. Okay, so it's I don't know if it's a free mint. There wasn't no anything on their Twitter, but apparently you don't have to do anything. There's no sending to your wallet, nothing. As soon as you this enters your wallet, you start earning. You start earning their runes token, and I think it looks really cool. I would love this to have this in my wallet.
So how do you get it though?
You're gonna have to mint it from their site.
Go to the site.
Yeah.
Okay.
So doing that, guys, use a burner wallet, add some Bitcoin to it just in case, and try and get one of these. I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try, especially on Xverse. With the Uniset, I can't do it on mobile. So when I'm doing my thing during the week, I can't. I gotta stop what I'm doing and come home and get on my computer. But with the Xverse wallet, I can do it right from my car or wherever I'm at. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. You know, it's kind of a similar situation with like RSIC.
Yeah.
The ordinal looks really cool. Like it's constantly like moving and stuff. So that's really cool.
I got a lot of comments on this thing, so that's pretty cool. People are putting their addresses in here.
It's like the Node Monkeys thing. Remember that?
It kind of is, but look at this. This is insane.
Yeah.
Should we put our addresses in there?
Why not?
Yeah, might as well. I'll be doing that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
went
So
in.
how do you feel about this? Is this like another thing? Do you compare it to RSIC? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, obviously there's a team behind it, right? And I love things with teams behind them. I like, you know what I mean? Like it's, you can still call it a shitcoin, but even if it has a team, but to me, it's like that team gives it value. That team gives it a reason to hold it. Like I don't want to hold things that like just sit in my wallet. I'm just go up in value little by little. It's just not interested in that. I want things with teams behind them, and I think this is something that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I mean, it's really starting to kind of play out and like very interesting, right? Like if you think about it and try to think outside of like now or outside of like what's right in front of your face, because we all know that like Casey, the reason why he doesn't like fungible token markets is because there's a lot of tokens that are meme and that don't have a value, right? Like off the bat, and it's weird because like yeah, with pipe we saw some stuff, and like with other protocols we saw some stuff, people trying to build stuff, but like this is kind of weird. I feel like this is almost orchestrated the way that it's being rolled out, right? Like almost like maybe they had like a meeting with like selected builders in the space and said, hey, look, we want like the first good bunch of tokens to have like strong utility and not look like some Bitcoin's different, because that's the one thing I think Casey does is he's proud to be a Bitcoiner at heart, right? And so what's more Casey than him rolling out like a shitcoin casino that actually has like solid teams and solid projects, right?
Yep. So what's your plan? Are you gonna go after things like this, or are you gonna just go after
I thought of that, I
Casey's
think
coins?
no, I mean, I think that I have this weird feeling that they're Casey might be like still launching whatever like he's planning, but I feel like there's like communication happening here, because like it's just too like there's like they're intricate, like they're more intricate than like any other like fungible token protocol that's launched, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
To be able to mine them and like you enable them when you transfer them and all this stuff, it just seems like it's like definitely like Casey's written, he has his hands on something here.
Yeah. But I think R6 is Raktoshi, and I think he had the money because of the Node Monkeys and the rocks, and he's using that money to expand Ordinals, right? So, and I just think that could be it as well. But yeah,
it's gonna be an exciting time, man. And during the halving, I think everybody like the Merlin lock's gonna be you'll have your chance to unlock your BTC layer 1 assets with Merlin. You'll have freaking runes launching, the halving. Like it's gonna be so.
I'm not leaving my computer that week. I'm taking vacation days. I'm doing everything I can. I'll be at my computer for the entire halving week, just waiting on opportunity, because I think that's where a lot of the opportunity is going to come from. You will get front ran. Put your gas high for everything you do. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your money. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All
All
right.
right. Want to jump over to since we kind of got into Merlin, you want to do the Merlin chain seal?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's check out how the seal's doing. All right, so let me pull this up. All right, we'll start with the BRC-420 wallet here. We're sitting at 268.3 million total value here. 5,577 Bitcoin, which is wild.
Yeah.
We're almost at 50% of the total blue box supply staked, which is 4,707. So this is like day 4 or day 5. Imagine at like day 10 where this is going to be. More than half of this music box, the song about NFTs, 25,000 of those are staked. And then
21,000 minerals.
Yeah, 21,000 minerals, and I expect this to
Oh
grow
my
even more because
God.
once they announce that you're able to stake or receive the mineral token as well, or the miner token, you're collecting on 2 different opportunities there. So yeah, so that is the
268. Let me get the number 268, 332, 710.
710.
Okay.
Yep. And then the next one is the BRC20s. You can see we're at 139. 955 841, 139.9 million staked of BRC20s, which is crazy. Ordi jumped in front. So Sats was the leader before. So Ordi had jumped in front now, and they're at $45 million staked, 707,000 of those. Stats is at 43 million staked, 108 trillion Sats. And then you have Rats. Rats comes in number 3 at 27 million stakes. This just goes to show like how strong the Rats community is too, man. We talk about that all the time. We say that all the time, but like over and over, Rats just proves like how strong they are.
Really, man. What was the first number again? Sorry. So this is 139, 955. Hold on.
841.
841. And what's the new one?
The first one?
Yeah, 268, 332, 710. Okay.
Yep. So interested to see like how much track is staked here. Okay, so you're at over $1 million, 1.3. Yeah, so that's kind of a little surprising here that this much track is actually staked. So 244,000. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, this is quite a bit for BRC20s being staked. And again, this is day 4, I believe, or day 3 of being able to stake. So, and then the last one is
the
bitmaps. Bitmaps right here is 151,699 bitmaps, but the total amount's 33,563,497. And then there's one more address though.
What's the Bitcoin address?
Yeah, that's the one that I need to grab real quick. Let me do that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab the Bitcoin address.
I love this math, dude. It's like it's so much fun to kind of see how much is actually locked.
Yeah. No, okay, so I can grab that real quick. It's not going to take long. Anyways, how much? Where are we at right now?
We're at 441,852,048. So $441 million, almost $500 million, and I'm sure the Bitcoin address has a crap ton in it. So
yeah, the Bitcoin address was at last time I checked. I think it was at like 80 million.
Oh my gosh, we're over $500 million, dude.
So that's definitely not it.
There's a whole bunch of no monkeys.
No, those are the people know these addresses now because they're public. So here's another one that's 10,775,956.
Yeah,
956. I think that might be the
Bitcoin address.
No.
Oh,
the ETH, because they do have ETH too as well.
Yeah.
So you gotta remember that. So no, that's not it. Let me find it here.
It's all right. Well, the point is we are over like $500 million.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like, I want to see the Bitcoin one because like, okay, here it is. Okay. 86,592,510.
Okay.
So
and then the math is.
Did you find it?
Yeah, 95 and then 10.
Do you need the other numbers?
Okay, so it's $528 million, guys. Absolutely
Really?
insane.
And and I left off a couple addresses, to be
Yeah,
honest, like, cause like, I didn't wanna go through every single one, cause like, I have to find them and stuff, but, like, I feel
yeah,
like we're closer to, like, 600,000,000.
yeah. So something has landed over on I'm sorry, DeFi Llama. It's called the Merlin Seal, right? And this has a total value locked of 511. I got 528 million, so it's not that far off.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know there's other wallets with other stuff in it, but this is pretty close. And the reason I saw it because Jeff actually posted it. And if you come over to DeFi Llama, there's a section called airdrops. It's right here. And if you look, Merlin Seal is number one. The number one chance of getting an airdrop is, and it's listed 2 days ago. There's other stuff on here too. I always check this out because I'm always interested in potentially getting airdrops. But this right here, guys, I mean, we know we're getting an airdrop,
Crazy.
right? We're 100% sure, and it is sitting here in this spot. And I think within the next upcoming weeks, you see Merlin chain. So let's just say
Where's it
500
at right
million right
now?
now. It is between Sui and Pulse chain at between 10 and 11. So we're almost
Yeah.
in the top 10.
After just 3 days or 4
Yep.
days.
Yep.
Gotcha. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Yep. And Pulse chain is mainly Richard Hart money. Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's his Justin Tron thing. So, it's and Tron too. That's mainly Justin Sun's stuff. So I mean, but we're up there with Arbitrum, and I think that it's going to be like the Polygon of Bitcoin. So I think you could see it between 800 million and $1 billion. It can be between 5 and 6 really soon.
Where's Arbitrum at?
Arbitrum is up here at 4 at
2 billion?
$2.2 billion.
Yeah. So
We might hit that. We can get up there, and I say we because I have heavily staked in this.
Yeah.
But
For disclosure purposes, yeah, we're both involved. Obviously, you guys know that. In terms
if
of
we
staking
wouldn't
and stuff.
we wouldn't talk about it because we're bullish on it, and if we weren't bullish on it, we don't. There's no reason to talk about things that we're not bullish on. So everything we talk about, we're probably in because, unless we say we're not, is because that's what we like. We love this area. We love ordinals, and we're gonna invest in things that we are excited about, and we wouldn't talk about it unless we were excited about it. So
Yeah, and we definitely try to cover all the other areas too.
but
If
some of the
there's like
stuff just isn't.
problems and
It's so boring.
yeah, yeah, no, I agree. Right now, it's definitely the highlight, and it's really fun. But there are definitely different things in the space, and
Yeah,
we
you're
we
right.
spend time on those. Like
Yeah.
we interviewed Ordinal Hive yesterday, right? So that's going to drop tomorrow. It's
Yep,
an exciting like trading application that platform for Ordinals that's going to
and
drop very
Bison
soon.
Labs.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it's going to be on the Bison. I am a bit excited about Bison Labs.
me
I
too.
know they've been out of like conversations lately, but we know how talented that team is, especially like Jay Lee. We know how talented
Yeah.
he is, and I think he's been like quietly building. But people need to realize that. Look, man, we're in Bitcoin
Yeah.
infrastructure DeFi. There's going to be so much liquidity here for like different areas. Look at ETH. I mean, ETH has like Arbitrum and Polygon. You guys don't think that those are EVMs that compete, but
Mhm.
they still have their total value, and it's going to be the same over here. So everybody needs to chill a bit and say, be happy about the innovation versus so worried that you feel threatened or anything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Well, I guess we can
All
kind of
right.
transfer into this topic here if you want
Yeah.
to talk about
Let me
that.
bring this up. Here we go. So today, yesterday, was it yesterday?
I think it was yesterday
Um,
or maybe 2 days ago. Yeah.
yeah. So
But
Benny,
yesterday he posted that Jason Fang posted that, but go ahead.
yeah, but yeah, so we'll get into this first, then we'll get into Jason Fang. But Benny said, FYI, because of the Blur Blast scheme, Merlin is currently pulling off. I want to make it clear that I am not supporting Merlin at all. Please read up the history of Blur and what it did to NFT space back then. That's precisely what they are aiming for, and I do not want protocols and assets derived from track being associated with Merlin. So let me explain with what this is real quick. What Blur is. So Blur is basically a marketplace like OpenSea and Magic Eden, but they give you points for flooring your NFTs, right?
Well, I think that's a little unfair in terms of like verbiage. So they give you points for trading. is
Yes.
what the but it leads to
You're flooring
people just flooring because they want to get those points. So,
because they're taking. All right, I'm losing this much, but I'm gaining this much points. Yeah, I'm losing this much, but I'm gaining this much points. And then the price, it's a race to the bottom, right? So what Merlin is doing is the exact opposite. Like the exact opposite. They're having you stake your stuff and locking it up to where you can't touch it. Like you can't move it. It's stuck there until the halving block, right? Or before that, or I'm not sure whatever the unlocking is. So I don't understand Benny's point here. Like, what are you trying to prove with this, right? It's just like it just makes no sense to me. You know what Blast is. He knows what Blur is. Like, I don't understand. So Blast, the comparison is okay. So Blast is, it was for the longest time like a Hotel California. You can check in, but you can't check out. I get that comparison, right? But Jeffrey already said within 3 months, Blast went for 2 years before you're able to pull your money out. I see that comparison, but Blur,
no,
Benny
no,
is off
still
his,
not a good comparison if it's 2 years.
well, I'm
'Cause you
just
can-
saying because
the mechanism,
the
the
team's
mechanism.
saying it's going to be a certain time, just like Blast did.
Yeah,
They didn't tell you it's going to be 2 years. They let it run that long. You know what I
gotcha.
mean? Because of the
Mhm.
bear market. But that was just because the bear market kicked in and they didn't want to release funds, and then everything just dipped to zero. So they
Yeah.
just kept playing the game. But we know a set date for this. We know that Jeffrey's been building here, and we know all that stuff. But I'm curious what your opinion is on the Benny thing as of right here.
Yeah, this is tough, right? Because like we've had a great relationship with Benny for the longest time. We were the first to interview him, and so I was a bit disappointed when I saw this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've known that he is about to roll out like the BRC 420 competitor, right?
Yeah.
It's like a tap version or something within a track ecosystem version of it. And so, he's been on spaces at the same time as Jeff, like our spaces, like month ago, 2 months ago, and he said it straight out, like, so we're gonna have something to offer that's kind of similar to that. And so,
Yeah.
but that should be a healthy competition, in my opinion, right? So, like,
Yeah.
roll out the product, show the value, people will use it, and then that speaks for itself, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's also hard probably for him because like track and tap and pipe, those are like his babies. It's kind of like Casey's babies is ordinals.
Yeah.
And I think like once he found out that like track was a part of like the first round of staking, you can see right there he says like
Yeah.
I do not want any protocols or assets derived from track being associated with Merlin. But you can't control that. Like that's the most centralized statement I've ever
I
heard.
know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like that's the thing that like I was a bit disappointed in him. But like I know he's a good guy, so I give him the benefit of the doubt. And maybe he was just caught up in the moment, because I think a lot of people that are possibly like Merlin competition are caught up in their emotions right now.
Yeah.
And and I understand it. Like if I'm building something and I see like this huge like movement happening where like total value jumps from zero to like $500 million, then I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like he's gonna dominate and I don't have a chance. And
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
They have no chance. Merlin won. There's no competing with Jeffrey's team. I'm sorry, it's the obvious. Benny doesn't have the Chinese community behind him. The Western and European communities aren't big enough yet to handle like a lot of volume and stuff like that. And I think without Benny going and getting China, I know Pipe Token has a lot of China, and Asian countries that use it and stuff like that, but Tap doesn't. I mean, I don't hear any of the Asian communities talking about Tap at all. And this new this clone of BRC 420 is still steps behind their layer 2, right? So it's just like, I don't know. Benny's losing here, and he's showing the white flag instead of is just coming to saying that this is okay. And what Jeffrey is doing, Jeffrey's giving track a use case. It's giving it a reason for people to hold it and lock it up, and that's to earn the Merlin token. And Jeff's been just so good. Like I put a message out there and I said that I was Team Merlin, right? Over because Benny's splitting the communities right now. And then if he was going to make people choose a side, I was going to choose the Merlin side. And then Jeff came out and said, no, we can't divide. We need to be all in one. So Jeff's coming out and he's being like he's hearing what Benny's saying, but he's still coming out and saying, guys, that's not how we do things. And he could say stuff like, you know what, we're taking track out since Benny doesn't want it. No, he's still being the community leader that he is and a man of his word, and he's still letting you stake your track.
Yeah. Man, yeah. I mean, it's just kind of tough, like I said,
Yeah.
because it's just stuck between like a rock and a hard place, right? At the end of the day, like, yes, I have like the utmost confidence in what Jeff is building.
Yeah.
I have confidence in what Benny's building. But I just wish that, like, from his approach, he would look more towards, hey, like, how can we leverage each other and make, like, Tap and Track's ecosystem better, and Merlin's ecosystem better at the same time. I think that's asking for like a perfect situation. And in this game, we're starting to see it gets kind of cutthroat in terms of like people, because they're worried, and I think that's why. So at the end of the day, you and I, we people might think we're the biggest Merlin chillers, and maybe we are, but it's because we've also worked with Jeff in terms of interviews, conversations, spaces, meetings, close contact, what's going on, updates since like July, August, right?
Yeah.
In that. So you're looking at 6-7 months, and we've seen 3 platforms on Bitcoin layer 1 delivered, and people that are usable, right? So that's why we are bullish on it. But at the same time, I'm still bullish on Benny. I'll say that straight up. I'm bullish on him in terms of what he's done for the ordinal space, and he has financial backing and stuff. But I don't know, like, if that's going to continue, if it just keeps going down this route.
Yeah, I'm very bullish on Tap. I'm very bullish on Benny. I'm bullish on all that stuff, but there is no competition when it comes to this Merlin layer 2.
And they're doing different things.
I know,
you know what
that's
I mean?
the thing too. Yeah, but
like,
from volume and liquidity, it'll be the Merlin layer 2 in that consistent. That's
other than that metaverse asset, or the the BRC-420 competitor, but outside of that, they're doing completely different things. Like, one is a side chain that's hopefully going to develop into layer 2. The other one is on layer 1, and I would say, like, let's build up the Tap ecosystem and like make that a thriving market on Bitcoin layer 1, because I would like love that.
And if Benny was smart, he would partner with Jeff and create like EVM protocols using his layer 1 assets, right? That would be the smartest thing for him to do. Because Benny could whip up, a really cool he could run his protocol on Merlin and still bridge back to layer 1. But he won't do that because I feel like they're just too stubborn over there. But it is what it is.
But could you actually pull up that tweet above if you open it? Yeah, and just read that if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. It says, this is from Jason Fang. Could you explain who Jason Fang is?
Yeah, so Jason Fang is a part of the OCM team, I believe, and they also, I believe, invested in the Track ecosystem, and they're a part of like the Karma token drop. I could be wrong about a little details in there, but that's the overall kind of thesis of what Jason, or like his background, and then Shizzy will read this and kind of, I'll give you more context after that.
All right, so bear with me here. It's a really long paragraph, but it's time to break the ice. As lead investor, we are supportive of what Benny and his team are building towards a decentralized indexing economy. That, in my opinion, will be one of the core factors to whether we will get top developers to build tools and utilities that serves as the future infrastructure layer for Bitcoin utility. However, it is important to note that we do not lean towards any views or tech stacks, because everyone has the right to support, invest, and build on what they believe is right for their target market and audience. Throughout the history of Web3, there has been several versions of protocol being built leveraging a core narrative. For example, Neo was built around the narrative of being China's Ethereum. This point is, any development activity being built on Bitcoin, regardless of the product stack, philosophy, culture, is all value add for Bitcoin. As Benny is a developer by background, it is natural that he has a strong belief towards what is right. That's how entrepreneurs think. That's how entrepreneurs ultimately win. And this is why we invested in Benny. We are excited for our friends at ABCDE Labs and their support towards Merlin Layer 2. At the end of the day, we are all here to expand the community and building towards the future of Bitcoin utility, LFG.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that was a pretty damn good statement, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and that's for somebody that's like backing Benny and Track. So he's basically saying, hey, look, like, we believe in Benny, obviously, because we are here and we partnership with them. But at the same time, it's like this is an ecosystem that we're all supposed to grow together. And they obviously have relationships with like ABCDE Capital, which we've talked to before. And so I think that statement from Jason Fang should be like, everybody that's like on one side or the other should really take that statement in, and then that should be the ethos of like where we are right now in our space, right? Like let's build each other up.
I feel like it was a great job by Jason. I think at the time that he posted this, it was needed. It was like right before Jeffrey came out and said we all need to kind of like relax and you know, and I think that it was like perfect timing. And I think Jason is a huge figure now. I mean, obviously he was a huge figure in OCM, but now he's become, you know, a big person over here, and he does things that normal VCs don't do. He goes into OSD, which is the Ordinal Support Desk. He does these spaces and stuff all over the place, and he's putting his stuff out there. And something like this shows that he's here because he loves this infrastructure and this community.
Yeah. All right. So this is the last part of this whole situation. So like, you know, we saw Francis's video yesterday, or I think the day before yesterday, maybe.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
So this came out to actually today. No, yesterday, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday it came out. And I think it probably like just, you know, Francis kind of getting frustrated. He talked about it in there about like a lot of DMs coming through, and you know, Francis did research on Merlin. Like he was talking to us about it, he was talking to other people about it, and so he was doing like due diligence a lot for Merlin. So I think like when he put that content out there, he was just like, you know, this is solid. It is, you know, like we back Merlin, we talk about it all the time. And I think like after getting all those DMs and stuff is like frustrating, and then he has his own history, which I won't talk about, with Benny, and so that can kind of like, you know, bring the emotions out. And I think Francis is an emotional guy. Like he tells exactly what's on his mind, and I think you got to appreciate that as like someone that's watching, you know, content.
Yeah, for sure. And Francis has tomorrow's newspapers today, so he knows what's going to happen, right? So, now I respect Francis' opinion. Again, it was another message towards one way, and you know, Francis might have insider stuff that we don't know about, right? So, and he talks about some stuff on the video. I won't get into that, but if you want to check that out, you can go watch his video here. And like, and that's the thing with Merlin. Francis didn't talk about Merlin to the point where I was getting annoyed. I was like, he keeps talking about B2 Network. He's not talking about Merlin. Merlin's going to launch next week. And then I kept writing in his comments, and then he commented on one of mine and said, "Okay, shizzy, I'll check it out." And then ever since, he's been on Merlin because he saw what I saw then. He sees what we see now. You know, he is one of us now. He is one of the people who are going to like really do well in Merlin. And he knows what projects look like in very early stages. He's another person who sees value when others don't, like we do. And I think that and he has experience with that. And the fact that he sees it now makes me so much more bullish than I was before. So,
yeah, I mean, you can find videos of Francis back from like 2017 and stuff. He was there with the Ethereum infrastructure build out. So the guy has a ton of experience. He's been successful, you know, just being here in the crypto space and DeFi space. But I think more than anything, like people might not realize that like Francis wants like this space to grow like in a positive way. Yes. So yeah, some people might have, you know, a lot of track community members might have like got offended by his video and stuff like that. But like, I think everybody just needs to know like he's a positive guy. Like we've talked to him in our DMs, we've met with him and stuff like that. And so I just wanted to kind of get that out there because you know, there's some comments going out there, and I think that's not fair. It's just kind of like, yeah, did he kind of get a little extra on this video? Possibly, depending on the perspective of who's watching. But again, like I wouldn't want you to change who you are in terms of, you know, you telling you how you are, unless you're just a bad person. And I wouldn't, you know, being frank, I wouldn't be your partner if you were a bad dude.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. All right.
What are we getting into next here? Let's see.
You want to pull up the Bitcoin chart real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
So Bitcoin's been on an horizon to 50K. I think it is on a upward movement, and it's not stopping. And we talked to some people like a friend of ours, and he says, "Oh, we're going back down to 34K." I hope I got his voice right there, but I don't think so. I don't think we ever see 39K again. I could be completely wrong, but I just think that there's too much momentum. There's the halving coming up as we move closer to March. I think it's going to get ridiculous, guys. I think we're going to see 69K Bitcoin, 70K Bitcoin before the halving. And I'm, I really, really, truly believe that.
Yeah, I mean, the everybody was a bit like concerned because the ETF news, and when that all dropped, like we actually went the other direction. Not like huge drops, but like we went back down. I think the lowest was 39 not long ago.
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of like a delayed reaction. We talked about this, like GPTC started getting liquidated because of all the FTX liquidations, and I think there's some other entities that were liquidating GPTC as well. But now that's all calmed down, and I think the reason why our buddy was saying that 34 was a possibility, because I think there was like billions of dollars of liquidation down there.
Yeah.
But the difference is now that they've let these BlackRocks and stuff in, the market makers, the original market makers, right?
Mhm.
They're not the ones that control as much anymore, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be much harder to just say, okay, look, there's a bunch of liquidity down here, we're gonna take it down now.
100%.
Will that happen still? Yeah, but I think the ranges are going to be smaller for that to happen. Like getting down to 34 is going to be really tough. You know what I mean? Like really tough. I actually see us hitting past 50 this next week. Our momentum, like 48K, 48.5, what you and I talked about this last week, was kind of like that mark. Okay, if we get past 48.5, we should get to 50. If we get to 50, then we'll hopefully get to 52. Then we'll see like an Ordinals and BRC-20 run up, which would be perfect, because that would give us enough time for a pullback right before having. Because I do expect maybe a little bit of a pullback, but not 34,000.
No. I don't expect a pullback at all. I think we've seen our pullback. I think if you could look at your chart there, we had a pullback. We reached up there, we came back down, and I think we go up from here. It's been that's how it is in a bull market, guys. Believe it or not, we are in a bull market. So stop it with your bearish takes. The bears are done. The bears have been muted for at least another 400 days. It's not happening. It's no longer bearish. It's time to get bullish. And in bull markets, shorters get killed. So that's just how it is, man. It's just not going to work out for you if you try to short this market. Good luck.
Exactly.
But I am ready for this explosion. I am ready. 2 years of hell led up to this point, and we are going to be in absolutely Valhalla in about 300 days.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is really when it started to turn here in October of last year.
Mm-hmm.
We started to see that pull up here, and then bam, you can see like just the trajectory is like, okay, this was kind of a pull down, but yeah, I mean, like it's turned. Like bear markets don't trend like this. You know what I mean? They trend like this.
Yep, exactly.
So this was the bear market. So this is more like this right here is where we are. If you compare this to like this, it looks very similar. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be very exciting.
Up only, baby.
Well deserved by the people that stuck through all of this. So
2 quick things we'll get into before we get into our update. I saw something come across right before we came on. I wasn't able to do enough research, but there's a brand new protocol in town. It's called ORDeFi. We're gonna look into this, but if you want to do your own research as well, their Twitter is at ORD DeFi. Looks like a new protocol. Looks like they had their first mint, and looks very interesting. So we're definitely gonna look into that. And the next thing I want to get into is really quickly as well is we just crossed 60 million inscriptions, and that is not it. And
well, that's a nice thing to look at.
It is. I'll look at it in 1 second. But we passed 60 million inscriptions.
Nice.
How do you feel about 60 million?
I think that congratulations to everybody that's been here. I mean, 60 million. I remember we were doing the 10 million countdown with Trevor and all that stuff. Remember? And then it's just like all these milestones, dude. I remember it like feeling like we were a little bit late once it crossed over a million. Because goodness, like that's 59 million ago, right? So I expect us to be well in the hundreds of millions by the end of this bull market, possibly 500 million.
I agree. And we'll just jump. Oh, it's okay. So if you are one of our members, and we're gonna let you guys join a little bit further. We're not sure exactly if you're gonna be able to get in, but if you do join the membership within the next day or so, you will get airdropped one of these where you are, but then there is a video out right now that says your wallet address. So go, if you're a member, go check out that video and put your wallet address in there. Only your wallet address. So check that out. And if you become a member, find that video, pop your wallet address in there as well. And if you want to be you know, a little bit discreet, you can start a new wallet up and put that new wallet in there to make sure you get your Ord.io, I'm sorry, your Ordinal Revolution OG pass. But
yeah. And if you are a YouTube member, make sure you join our Discord and just request, shoot me or Shizzy a message and request to be added to the YouTube channel, which is locked only for YouTube members. We'll get you in there. And you have about 7 days from today, because today's the day that we dropped the video, for you to see that video and comment on the members only video, your wallet address that Shizzy mentioned, and we'll get you guys hooked up.
Yeah, and give us to the end of the month for the airdrop. We're still working on the necessary, you know, last minute decisions, and we'll keep you guys informed. But yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, let's jump right into the markets here. I'll start off with the BRC-20 market, which I made not long ago here, but you can see there's a lot of either not movement or you know, kind of just little percentage losses or gains. So Ordi at the top, 1.33 billion market cap. I mean, still strong market cap there, up 4% on the day. Stats right under $1 billion. So you have 945 million, down 4% on the day. Then you have Track sitting at $101 million market cap, down 5%. See, Track is still strong, man, like in terms of market cap and stuff. So BTCS at $52.7 million market cap, up 2%. You have RCSV at 17.8 million, up 1%. So this is a community meme token. It's not the recursive verse token, but I think they're benefiting because so much hype is happening from that just company. VMPX sitting at 6.5 million, no movement there. Pizza sitting at 5.46 million, no movement there. You have OXBT sitting at 4 million, even, no movement there on the day. Pepe at 3.36 million, no movement there. Then Meme comes in at number 10, 2.82 million, down 13%. Zbit 2.3 million, down 8%. You have the Council coming at 2.21 million, plus 2%. They got the Toshi Pad launch coming up. Then you have Shint, SHNT, Satoshi Hunters at 2.73 million, up 8%. I know their platform is about to be launched any day, so look out for that. Yeah. Then you have Punk at 1.1 million, up 3%, and you have Ords at 840,000, even there, no movement on the day. Rats comes in at 270 million at no movement on the day. Mubai at 110 million, no movement. ORNJ at 67 million. This thing popped up to the number 3 spot past .com, man. Yeah. So definitely continuing its momentum. Then you have .com at number 4 at 40.95 million, up 2%. CSAS at 20 million, even. Mice 20 million. Mice has been stuck at 20 million forever. No movement. You have Turt down for what? At 20 million, no movement. Bridge at 16.8 million with no movement. Then you have Pin at 15 million, down 6%. I don't know why I put the fire there because it should be a cold guy. And then you have Ghosty at $12.9 million market cap, down 11%. You have LIGO at 11 million, up 11%. MMSS at 10 million, up 2%. BMP token, the bitmap token, at $8.7 million market cap, down 3%, and FCDP at 4.99 million, plus 0.85%. And that is the BRC-20 market update.
All right. And I'll take you guys over to our digital artifacts part of the update. We got the I'm always on the 7-day, by the way. With the Quantum Cats sitting at 0.253, about a quarter of a Bitcoin. Coming in with 380 Bitcoin in volume over the last 7 days. R6 sitting at number 2 spot, sitting at 0.08. This thing was at 0.12, and then after Casey's video, shot all the way down around 0.081. Then in number 3 spot, we have the Node Monkeys coming at 0.18, which is the number 1 leader in by market cap of all of your ordinals or your digital artifacts. And then in that 4th spot, we got the Puppets. Shout out the Puppets sitting at 0.78. And then followed by BitDisk, that is the from BitSmiley, sitting at 0.026. And we have the Bitmap sitting at 0.0049, followed by, how do you say this? Axolotl Valley? Axolotl Valley sitting at 0.0011. Bitcoin Frogs, man, this could be a buying opportunity right here. I'm actually eyeing this up, sitting at 0.147. Ordinal Maxi Biz in that knife spot sitting at 0.525 with the Pizza Ninjas sitting at Pizza Ninjas are up finally. Shout out Trevor, I guess. Sitting at 0.55, 0.055. And then followed by CCO sitting at 0.0014. And then your rare stats. I'm going to check out the rare stats real quickly. And because I'm curious of what the uncommons are, because I am in the market for some uncommons eventually, sitting at $193. Wow, this is really fallen pretty far. Then now checking out your black uncommons, sitting at $48. Bro, what is going on with the rare sats?
Are they're crashing?
Crashing hard, man. $48 for a black uncommon, under $200 for an uncommon.
Not too bad. Like,
yeah.
I mean, 150 is okay in my opinion for uncommon right now, but later on in the market, I think that would be bad. Okay, so let's go to tap tokens. Number one, DMT Nat from the guys from Block Runners. Those boys were cooking this up for a while. $51 million market cap, no movement on the day though. Boost token. So guys, if you're going to be a part of the based pad Lambda snapshot, which is probably already done, but for future reference, you do have to hold boost, and you can get more allocation if you hold based as well, I think. So a boost is at $11 million market cap, up 15%, because they are going to have that launch pad soon. Minus Tap has been taking a hit, man. It's at 9 million. I'm surprised, but it's down 17%. Gib is at 6.6 million, down 17%. Dark City is at 5.3 million, down 20%. The whole Tap ecosystem, except for Boost, so far has been down. Then you got Based at 1.3 million, up 3%. Miner token at 960K, down 2%. Ordify is at 860K, no movement. Benny token 606,000, down 2%. DMT Baked at 504,000, down 7%. RPG at 420,000, even. You have Bitmap at 420,000, even. Biddle at 420,000, even. Troll 420,000, even. Santee token at 100,000. It took a big dump. Yeah, 52 down 52%.
Oh, he is a big dump. Okay.
You have Ago at 123,000, down 2%. You have DMT Joker at 114.4 thousand, down 7% there. So that is the Tap protocol update. And let me get over to Pipe real quick. So Pipe for the day, you have Pipe at 47 million, up 2%. You have Lane at 1.17 million, up 2%. You have Etch at 840,000, no movement. Rune at 630,000, no movement. UTXO at 210,000 with no movement. You have X Pipe at 210,000 with no movement, and then Troll at 25.2 thousand with 2% increase there.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I can take you guys over to the Atomicals part of it. It gives Yago a little bit of a break here. So we got Adam in that number one spot, sitting at what's that, $8.30. This is down, sitting with a $3 million market cap, right? Is that right? Yeah, $3 million market cap, because the dot there is
No. Sorry, that one's 160
Where's
million
that?
market. It's right below it.
This? Oh, okay. I see it now. 160. I haven't looked at this place in a while. We got Electron sitting in that next spot. Changes 137%. Wow, sitting at a $3.12 million market cap. And Infinity. These are all new tokens that I've really never seen before. Sitting at 755.
Infinity is the one that that's the one that they started the new minting process to where it just keeps getting harder, but there's no max supply.
Gotcha. So we have Quark sitting in the fourth spot, sitting at $36 million market cap there. So all right, we'll jump over to the collections part of it, and we got the Toothy sitting at $676 with the Arcs in that two spot sitting at $23. Fish Face Man sitting at $33. And then we have the Atomical Market OG Pass sitting at $766. Atom Map sitting at $22, and the ATO Punks sitting at $45, and the Dragons sitting at $143, with the Scientist sitting at $410, and XCSS sitting at $1,448.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Did we hit on all the markets?
Do you remember Fish Man Face? That was funny because it's like the second one that dropped.
And wasn't it like really expensive too?
I think it got up to like $200.
Yeah.
All right, so CBRC20 markets, you got Moto in the top at 25.6 million market cap, up 8%. CBRC at 9.79 million market cap, down 19%. You have Board at 8.5 million market cap, down 10%. CYBR at 481,000, down 18%. CLTR at 383,000, down 2% or up 2%. CPNK at 288,000, up 2%. You have the data token at 269,000, up 2%. Node at 221,000, down 2%. Then you have SIMS, SYMM at 220,000, down 8%. You have the junk token at 217,000, plus 21%. And then the HODL token at 79,000, up 2%. And that is all the fungibles there. And I think we just have the last thing is BRC-420.
Oh, yeah. I can hit on that. BRC420.com. And this market's been very hot, and I think it's cooling off a little bit right now. And if we go to Marketplace, we can see the updated prices. So we have the blue box. Some people call it the blue cube, sitting at 0.666. I know you love that number of price. So then we got the minerals. And like we showed earlier, I don't know why I'm freezing here, but as we showed earlier that the half of both of these supply is locked up right now, which is absolutely crazy. The blue wands are coming in that fourth spot, sitting at around what's that coming in at $167, and I skipped over the song about NFTs in that three spot, sitting at $935. The Dragon Balls sitting in that fifth spot, sitting at $66, and the Key to Nowhere coming in at $27, and I think that's really all of them. I do want to check out the Viridian Mines. I'll never be able to say that, bro. How do you say it?
Verothium Mines.
Verothium Mines. And I know it's on it comes in around here somewhere, if I'm correct. Could be.
It might be page 4. Let's see, page 2 maybe at the very bottom, probably.
There's like 3 of them.
No, scroll up at the top.
There we go.
Yeah.
So this is a new project that just dropped, guys. This is very exciting. So you get $21, man. This was a $8 mint. So if you are up you're doing pretty well.
Almost 3x. Almost 3x.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words for from the weekend update? Today's Super Bowl Sunday. Who you got?
Man, I just logic tells me the Chiefs because they have Patty Mahomes, but if anybody could do it, it's probably the Niners because they have a sick defense and they're just tough nosed, right? The way they play football. So it's gonna be an interesting one. Hopefully it's close.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna probably put 200 hours on Chiefs today, just so I have a reason to root because I'm Philadelphia, so we are huge fans of Andy Reid out here. So Andy Reid, I'm rooting for Andy to win his second or third, and Patty Mahomes to win his third as well. And that should be fun to watch. And go Chiefs.
Yeah. Another thing I want to show is this my Node Monkey shirt here. And guys, check out our store. If you go to ordinalrevolution.com, hit the store tab. You can get your gear for ETH Denver or just get some gear ready for July. That's kind of a far away, but Bitcoin conference is gonna be fun. You can also get discounted tickets on our website too for that conference. Eventually, I'm gonna put that on there.
Yeah, man. So, also, guys, he didn't mention we do have some of the best articles in the space. If you guys need anything to get caught up on, or you're trying to onboard somebody, send them to our website because we can get them caught up pretty quickly with the amount of amazing stuff we have here. You can also listen to the podcast right from the website as well. And like Agaby said, you can click right here. Big banner, you can't miss it, and this takes you to our store. And if you go to ETH Denver and you're an Ordinal guy, you need to be wearing your Ordinals, guys. Here we got the frogs, we got nose monkeys, we got sats, we got Ordi. Every single thing you need here. We're adding things daily. We're going to add puppets and a bunch of other stuff as well. So look out for that. But that is it, guys. That's our shill for today. Oh yeah, YouTube members, definitely check that out. Like I said, you guys are still eligible for the pass. It's just $10 to sign up, guys. So let's get a few more in there. That'd be nice. But yeah, man. And that's the show. See you guys.
Have a good Sunday. Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.